Welcome to SKaL, Sports, Knowledge, and Life. Let's learn, let's apply, and let's scale up. Welcome to SKaL, Sports, Knowledge, and Life. Today, we're shooting episode 6, and I got a special guest with me, my good friend, Slim. What's going on, Slim? How you doing today?
What's up, bro? I'm doing fine, man. Blessed.
That's what's up, man. Thanks for coming on SKaL. I appreciate it. SKaL is all about the youth and giving back, and I know you're doing some coaching yourself, so
Yes,
you're
sir.
already doing some good things in the community. So I'm happy you're coming on to kind of tell your journey, tell your story, and kind of share it. So definitely appreciate that.
Yes, sir. No problem, brother.
All right, so you cool to get right to it?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. All right, so I like to start off with kind of just seeing how you're doing in your mental space. How you feeling right now, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm a little tired. I've been around doing different things.
I feel you.
But other than that, I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed.
That's good, man. Amen. Blessed and highly favored, man. All day. Yeah, all right. So then just to jump right into it. So kind of tell me where you got the love of sports. So before we get started, we kind of share that, I know you from high school, what I'm saying? We were on the same team. You're 05, right? Or you're 06?
06.
06, yeah. So you're 2 years behind me, you know what I'm saying? And you stand what? You're 6'6", 6'7"?
6'5".
6'5". So, big guy in the paint, you know what I'm saying? So I know you from high school. So we kind of, I kind of know a little bit, but I don't know your full journey and your story. So I'm eager to kind of hear it out and kind of talk with you today. So, but just to kind of get us started, kind of tell us how your love for sports came about. And so I know you played basketball in high school, and also football. But did you have any other loves for different sports growing up?
Growing up, I kind of was a football guy. I'm from Arcadia, Florida. I moved to Tampa in 99. So before that, my dad was a coach, a football coach. And so at 3 years old, since 3 years old, be at the field with him running around. So that's kind of why football was the first love.
Okay.
I was tall, so I got pushed into basketball. But it's fun. I took a liking to it. I like to watch it. It's fun to play. It was more fun than football. Football was more serious for me, and basketball was the fun game, the fun sport. I played for fun.
Okay, cool. Did you play baseball or soccer, or those are only two, football and basketball? That was pretty much it.
I did play baseball at a younger child, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Did a little track in high school, but
okay.
Football primarily, done the two.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so now kind of take me through if you haven't already done so already, what you just talked about your love for sports. Kind of take me through your athletic journey before getting to high school. Did you play any little league? Did you play any, like you said, you play some baseball? I'm not sure if it was t-ball or actually, baseball. But let's kind of talk about some of your athletic journey before getting to high school. Middle school, did you play any YMCA ball or rec ball? Kind of talk to that if you can.
Okay, well, like I said, I started off with the football team. My dad was a coach, pretty good coach. But basically, just about all the teams he coached went undefeated. So he was a pretty good coach. I kind of played that football, and he used to make me go against the older kids. He always kind of was tough on me.
Yeah.
Athlete. I remember he used to have me going against my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go head up, and he used to have me installed every time. But it made me tough, and it took away that fear of being tackled, which I support, especially in football.
Right.
Then I kind of played here and there, played baseball. It was kind of more of a fun thing. Baseball, it was cool to play, not cool to watch. I didn't like watching. I still don't really like watching it. It's a own game, you know what I mean? It's a patient game, so it wasn't really the thing for me. But as I grew up, I started getting into basketball, like more so middle school when I moved to Tampa. Like growing up, I play basketball by myself. I always had a huge basketball. I just played by myself and hard. But when I got here, I started getting the organized ball, like in middle school. I played for my middle school, Buchanan. Then, like my 8th grade year, I got into like AAU basketball.
You said 8th grade year? 8th grade?
Yes, 8th grade.
Okay.
And I was dunking in middle school.
Dang, dunking, like not accidentally. You're like getting up there.
Yeah, I was dunking.
Okay.
But I ain't really have anything else. That first year, AAU basketball kind of gave me a little foundation of the game. I just was playing off of pure like athleticism. And
okay. And how did you find out about AAU ball? Like, did someone come up to you and say, "Hey, you want to play on my team"? Did your dad know a team that was like, "Hey, son, you want to jump on this team"? Or like, how did that come about?
I played against the coach that actually he came up to me. One of the coaches, I can't remember his name, but his sons. I think you remember his sons playing with Stickles, the 2 light-skinned guys.
But you said Sickles?
Yeah,
I think so. Vaguely remember.
Yeah. But one of them played guard, one played big. But I ended up that their dad was my coach. He saw me play against them. I can't remember the school it was. I want to say Walker. I can't remember who it was, but he saw me play against them, and he asked me to come play with an AAU team. And it really was more of a rec league team than an AAU team. They played games in the summer. So that's what I used to play against Meek there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Meek, man.
Yeah. He had us playing against him and Tyrone. He had us playing against
Tyrone Evans. Dang, you're playing against the older kids then. Still.
Yeah. We was in 8th grade, but we played up. So learned a lot, you know. Learned a lot, man. But it was fun. And that's where I kind of first got into basketball, really got into basketball. Like, it just was a different dynamic than just school. You know, school, we didn't really have I had a coach, but they didn't teach us like fundamentals and things like that. They just wanted to win the games, taught us the basics, you know what I mean?
Right. And now back to your first love. So like, did you play any like TBYFL or any like Pop Warner while you were in Tampa when you moved up, or like how did that come out?
Yeah, when I first moved to Tampa, I played for the Sulphur Springs Bulldogs.
Okay.
And we played Pop Warner back then. Pop Warner had like weight, you know what I mean? Because I was tall, I was a little heavier.
Yeah.
So I was 5'10" as a 6th grader. So yeah, I had to move up. I played with the older kid, and so it was a little different. It wasn't what I was used to. You know, I played with my whole life before that. Coming to Tampa, he coached the kids that was my age.
Right.
It was a little different. I had to compete more my first time, where I had to like kind of prove myself.
Right.
If you know what I mean, to start and things like that. And I remember that's when I had my injury, man. I fractured my wrist. Actually, no, I fractured. It was like a crack. I didn't know it. I was in pain, but I kind of thought I was just kind of being soft or whatever, old school.
Yeah, old school, right.
And so eventually we went to the doctor, but by the time I went there, he told us that it was already starting to heal.
Oh,
So
okay.
they would have to break it if one, and it was healing good anyways. It wasn't out of place or anything like that. So
Okay.
kind of let it heal. I threw on a little wrist brace, and I still finished the season. I just couldn't play my position receiver. I had to play like D-line and stuff like that.
Oh, because you needed both hands, right? Because your
Mm.
wrist, yeah. That's crazy that you mentioned that. Like back in the day, you're like, man, my wrist hurt, but I'm like, I'm being soft. I'm gonna play through it. Whereas, excuse me, like now it's like, no, like if you hurt, take time, take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like make sure you're good because you're still young. You know what I'm saying? Like if you play with a hurt, you know what I'm saying, a hurt wrist, and then you have to re-break it, that's more time away. Or if you get older and it's out of place and you're like having issues. So it's like it's best to take care of that injury right then and there and not look at it as being soft. It's like, no, I'm taking care of me. If I don't take care of me, well, coach gonna be like, you can play. All right, go out there and play. Keep playing. So you definitely brought up a good point there. But my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So I ended up just D-line the rest of the year. That program ended up shutting down, and after 6th grade, I had to go to North Tampa Hawks.
Okay.
Honestly. But I not play with my age group, you know what I mean? So I think I can't remember. I don't want to over exaggerate, but I believe I had like 17 touchdowns that year. We went to all this
Super Bowl.
Yeah, we went to bowl. We had bowl games and all that. We had like 4 bowl games that we went to.
Oh man,
it was fun, man. Super fun, man. My dad did not coach me. But since I moved to Tampa, my dad coached me no more.
Never coached it again? Man, that's crazy. So before coming to Tampa, he was the only coach you pretty much knew was dad, like coach and dad. And then now coming to Tampa was like, man, he coached me from like the sideline, but not like official,
exactly.
like, officially your coach. Yeah.
Now, I think he wanted it that way.
Yeah.
So I could kind of deal with adversity, you know what I mean? Get used to
right.
that. Instead of him being, making me stuff and work on the craft.
Right. Respect. And then I also wanted, so if we can kind of transition it into your high school, high school years. So when you got to high school, I know your 2 primary sports was football and basketball. So when you got to high school freshman year, 1, how tall were you at freshman year? And then 2, did you end up playing both sports or did you play anything else? Well, I mean, I know you mentioned running track. So like you run track out the gate freshman year or that like later on, like junior, senior year?
Well, when I first got it, I was about 6'2".
6'2" freshman. Okay, solid, decent.
2'6", somewhere around there. But I was pretty tall. I was dunking, of course. It was way more fluid. I was more so doing it in the game at that time. I was more fluent at dunking at that point. But football out the gate, I played football. Played JV. I ended up. This was my second injury. Broke my wrist.
The same one?
Left wrist this time.
Left one. Okay.
More of a clean break. It was in the game against Blake. And I'll go into it because it could probably be helpful to somebody else.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A lot of injuries come out of like when, especially in football, when you relax, start being unattentive. And I caught a pass. Like I was running. I had like 10 yards to go. And I started cruising, I'm thinking that because I looked around, nobody around. I was like, I got this, touchdown, whatever.
Right.
And so I cruised, and then I looked again to my left. And by the second time I looked, somebody was in my face mask. Like, got tackled, and I'm pounds. I didn't fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
I broke my
Yeah.
wrist. But he's like, you held on to the ball. I'm surprised. But yeah. So I broke my wrist, so I couldn't. He was talking about moving me up the varsity that first after the JV season, but because I broke my wrist, I hit that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Coach Jay coming in basketball, he told me he wanted me to play JV first because I was just coming to that end.
Yeah.
Coming to basketball.
Okay, so you basically was like varsity material, but coach was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Let's take it lightly. Let's get your wrist healed. And then also playing JV, people don't realize playing JV, especially as a freshman, they give you time to like really like do you like learn, you know what I'm saying, high school, learn to play. Because usually the same play you from JVs what they're doing in varsity for the most part, not every play, but and then also as JV season ends, you play varsity, or like after JV practice, if varsity still practicing, you join practice. Like it was kind of like easy to kind of go back and forth. So like, I mean, same here. My freshman year, I ain't played and I ain't played varsity. And truth be told, I really didn't want to play varsity. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew like, yeah, I could have made the varsity team, but I would have been not getting playing time. Like I would have been playing 2 minutes, 3 minutes here. You know what I'm saying? Garbage minutes. Whereas on JV, I played the whole game. You know what I'm saying? I was able to do like crazy stuff. And you know what I'm saying? Like me was on like, so we had a good time. And then after the season, what happened? We went to varsity and we played. You know what I'm saying? Like we got into a couple of games. I forgot how far they went into the playoffs, beyond the regular season. But yeah, that was a good point that you mentioned. So Coach Jay, which is the basketball coach at Tampa Bay Tech, he asked you to play JV, and then you were saying, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, you good. You good. So another valuable lesson, like I mind sharing things because I feel people learn from. Freshman year, So, and this has to do more with legal things in life, but like we was before a game, me, I was a goofy guy, always, you know what I mean? A guy ended up getting upset with me after school. We had a game that night, and he ended up trying to fight me. Brock's, my teammates, they pulled me away. So I started walking towards, study hall and stuff like that. But then one of my friend, I ain't gonna say her name because she ended up confronting the guy and he ended up fighting me, like hitting her. And I saw that. I ran back like to help her. I ended up hitting him. And as soon as I hit him, the resource officer put a handcuff on me. You know what I mean? So
man.
They gave me a battery charge. You know what I mean? Misdemeanor battery charge. It got expunged, of course, because I had to go through a program, anger management and things like that. But that was one of those moments because I was raised not to take out the women, so I thought I was doing the right thing.
Right.
Legal, I wasn't. I should have just reached out to a teacher or resource officers and let them handle that instead of me jumping in that and jeopardizing. Because of that, my mom made me stop the basketball. And so I never got to move her to varsity that year. But she didn't.
Man.
She knew that was my thing. So I had to go to spring ball, but I wasn't no basketball that year.
That year. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I mean, I think by that time, so your freshman year, I was a junior then, huh? I think, I was a junior. And I mean, that was years ago. Like I ain't gonna say our age, like we ain't that old, but we old, you know what I'm saying? So I don't remember, but like that does strike because I know you was, like I said, you was always funny, jokesy, cool, but he's also about that life. So like I can definitely see that playing out, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, you were raised not to put hands on females, which is right, you know what I'm saying? And the guy was hitting on the females, so you're like, okay, let me go defend her. And of course, the referee always gonna see the retaliation, like not what happened at first, you know what I'm saying? So then you get, but luckily you was able to go through that program and get it expunged, and also you were a minor at the time, so it wasn't like following you, into your adulthood. So yeah, thanks for sharing that story. Thanks for being open and transparent, you know what I'm saying, with the people. So Definitely appreciate that. So like you said, mom was like, all right, no basketball because you know what happened, but you still made it to spring football. So spring football was now like kind of your in the freshman year going to your sophomore year at Tech.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, spring football was cool. I had it was fun, of course. It was a little different for me because I didn't really tell you, but my 8th grade year I played football.
You said you,
I
you
took
said
the
you
whole
did?
I
Okay.
took the 8th grade year off. So coming back, that JV was cool. I was cool with being on JV at football because I missed that whole, and I was so used to playing with age groups that it kind of intimidated me to have to play with. When you get to high school, they go out the window. So I was
Right.
intimidated with that. Seeing some of the hits, seeing some of the guys how big they were,
Right.
comparison to me, it was a little intimidating. But spring kind of changed that around for me because I ain't, separation in spring football, varsity. It's either you playing or you're not. Like, so I had to deal with both.
Right.
And
Right. So, oh, my bad. Go ahead. No. I was gonna ask. So, your 8th grade year, why didn't you play football that year? Like, did something happen, or was it an injury, or just like you needed like a break just to kind of like just rest, focus on school, or what happened that year? Do you remember?
Yeah, I actually I chose not to play. It was because I liked the certain coach. My coach I had that year, I liked him. That I didn't want to really go to the other coach that was on varsity, that was on the varsity, play for him. So
Okay.
I told my dad I didn't want to play for him. He's like, okay, well, you just sit this year up, rest your body anyway.
Right.
On next year. So.
All right, cool. So before we get into more of the athletics, let's talk about some of the books, man. How was your academics? How was that looking? You know what I'm saying? At Tech. Like we can go ahead and start at Tech. How were you doing academically?
At Tech? Okay. So I'm one of those guys, like at Tech, I had good grades. I graduated 3.9 GPA.
Yeah, 3.9?
Yeah.
Dang, that's what's up.
Yeah, I had 3.9 GPA. But so my grades was good. School kind of came easy to me, but because of that, I kind of was bored and I was more like class clown type. I finished my work, but I had to entertain myself with different things. But me being transparent, you know me, I'ma always be transparent.
Always, yeah.
My freshman year, I was like skipping class. Honestly. I was just in the gym. That's how like some of the seniors and stuff got to know me because I was in the gym with them. Like, and I was a freshman.
Yeah, and you were tall. You were like 6'2".
Yeah, nobody know what grade I was in or nothing like that. But,
yeah.
And but because of that, kind of like a couple of my classes, my grades dropped. So I had to make up for that. Like my senior year, it was like 2 classes I had to redo, make up. I forgot the name of the class course they give to do that, but I had to actually retake a couple of them to erase the old grades.
Right.
And so it was a lesson from that I learned. Nobody had my mom and dad say nothing to me or nothing like that. But just from that, because I was used to getting good grades, honor roll and things like that, I was like, whoa,
Right. And what kids don't know is, well, some probably know because it's like when you start high school, right, or you start your 9 weeks or semester, you start with A's. So like everyone start with an A, and then it's homework or a quiz or exam that either drops your grade or can help you sustain that A or that high grade, and then your grade drops fast. Like you can go to a C, a D, a F real quick, no problem. But to get from that F back up to a D and to a C to like it's hard. So that's why I think people like sustain what you have now, because if it drops, it's gonna be twice as hard for you to get it back up. So you were blessed to be able to like actually retake the class and like erase that grade. That was a blessing, because if not, if you'd have got the grade that you got from the last 9 weeks, it would have been tough for you to try to make it back up. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, definitely. But from there on, like I pretty much got like my whole senior year I had straight A.
For real? That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Boy, Slim in the books, man.
Yeah, I actually for college, the major I chose was I think it's like aeronautical engineering or something like that, aerospace engineering.
Oh, for real? Oh,
yeah,
so that was college, right? That was college, or like at Tech? Because Tech had engineering too.
Yeah, at Tech I was computers.
Computer, okay.
Computer tech. And I got my certificate in that and stuff like that. It was pretty, I was into it. It was cool.
Okay.
I wanted to do auto body originally, but my mom ain't like me.
Go to that IT, go to that computer where that money go. We're gonna make that good money. But so tell me about like balancing some of those priorities while you were in high school. Like, I don't know if you worked on the weekends or if you started working at any period of time, and if you were a part of any like clubs, what I'm saying, or just being with your friends. Like, you have friends, buddies, parties, skating ring, movies, malls. Like, how are you able to balance all that and still keep a decent GPA? Like, after you learned that lesson that you had, you kept the GPA up. Like, how are you able to balance all that stuff? Because you played multiple sports too.
Yeah. My thing was, I used to try to finish my home base. Like, I didn't try to like procrastinate, because I know if I wait later, I might get sidetracked. I might go home, might want to do something else, watch TV. So I make priority first, and then let all the other fun stuff come in after that. So that's honest that.
Okay.
As far as like friends, that I did that throughout school. Like when we go sit, I kind of learned how to balance things instead of just, being on play.
Yeah, that's definitely important, man, because it's a lot, athletes go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got weightlifting, you got study hall, you got games, you have practice, we travel, you know what I'm saying? Coach is always on you. Everyone on campus knows you because you're in the paper because you got touchdown or you got some points, in the game. So everyone knows it's like all eyes on you. And then you go home, you got parents are on you, you might have siblings, and it's a lot. It's coming at you all at one time. So I just want to kind of see how you kind of took that on. So, all right, sounds good. Oh, go ahead.
I did have to work. Like, I worked since, a lot of people don't know that I had to work since I was 14.
Dang.
So that's why I'm an entrepreneur now, because brought up that way. I was cutting yards. That was hustle. And then I worked at McDonald's as well in Winn-Dixie while I was going to Tech. So like I ain't have a choice. My mom do that. I had to buy my school clothes too.
Hey, and you couldn't come. Hey, at Tech, if you didn't come right, man, they go. And you said, no, you the #1 rider, bro. Like, man, Slim gonna get you. The walk by Slim looking kind of crazy because Slim gonna let you have it. You like, remember the academic shirts? Man, Slim, like, bruh. But yeah, so yeah, no, it's funny that you say that, bro, because I actually started working at 14 too. Like, my first job was at Winn-Dixie, and it's funny you say Winn-Dixie because I was a bagger. Listen, I was making $5.15 an hour. Never forget 14. I turned 15. I went to Burger King in the same plaza. Oh, they hiring? And they pay $5.25, 10-cent raise, and I get free food. Went on to Burger King, turned 15, application, and got hired. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just like you, I was working young too, cutting grass before then, you know what I'm saying, doing chores at home, trying to do whatever I can to, scrape up some money, because like you said, like, mom and pops couldn't afford the J's or the Jordans or the academics. So if you wanted that kind of stuff, hey, you got to go out there and earn it. You know what I'm saying? So being an athlete and having to work and stuff, like I remember there's one thing that my dad told me one time, and like I heard him, but I really didn't hear him. And like it speaks to me now, it speaks volume. It's like, yeah, you know, you go to this job, you know what I'm saying, on the weekends, you do 8 hours here, Burger King, you do it for when Dixie, you do 3 hours here, 4 hours here. But if you use that time that you go to Burger King, you go to work on your free throws or and to go to the gym and work out, like how much better you would be. You know what I'm saying? And like back then, I'm like, I hear you, Pop, like I'm still decent, like I'm good on the court, but I need this money. You know what I'm saying? But like now that I'm a lot wiser, like that money go like, you know what I'm saying? Like go put your time into your craft. You know what I'm saying? So I wish I can go back. Like if I can go back in time, I would love Burger King. Or like maybe cut it in half. Like maybe not leave it, but like not work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just work Saturday. And then Sunday, I go to the gym, work out, do my double balls, my dribbling, my shoot. I mean, just put in hours I will put at work, but in basketball, you know what I'm saying? Or my books. I mean, granted, you know me, you know, we Nigerian, bro. So grades couldn't slip up. Granted, you know, so all my siblings, like they're all brilliant. You know, I was the one that kind of had to, you know, had to get a little pep start, you know what I'm saying? But I know how to put in the effort to get the grades that I did get, you know what I'm saying? And I knew how important education was. So I put in the effort, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
So from there, you know, like I said, I worked at Winn-Dixie. Those were pretty much McDonald's and Winn-Dixie, the main jobs I had while I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I just really balanced that. I actually grew up in Grant Park in high school. I was living in Park while I was going to high school.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, kind of bad, but the good thing they had a park right there down in my house, so I got to get my shot in at the night. My mom didn't mind me doing, you know, long as I was in before the lights came on.
Street lights.
Yeah. So I got to get my work that way. Football, I didn't really, it just kind of came natural to me. I ain't really, like, for instance, my sons, they completely opposite. They run miles, push-ups, you know what I mean? They do different than what I did.
Right.
And how to be it.
Right.
It's just for me learning that lesson, like what you said, I could go back, things I did differently. Yeah.
Yep. And then now that you have kids, you like, hey son, you know what I'm saying, I've been there. This is what I did. So let's try it this way. You know what I'm saying? And you can show them tapes and footage and just talk to them, you know what I'm saying? So that's where that kind of comes in. Also, like your dad being a coach, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure he taught you the pointers and and you know how they go about certain things because he's probably been there as well too. So it's always good to learn from someone else's, you know what I'm saying, journey or mistake. This is why I created SKaL, you know what I'm saying? So we come on and tell the young Thundercats what we did while we were at their age and what we wanted to do and, you know what I'm saying, how we turned out. So that's why, I mean, that's the real premise of why I even created this little community. So, just want to kind of ask you, so in high school, like, was there a point where you realized like, okay, my ticket is football, or like, no, my ticket is basketball? And like, or did you just kind of play both and say whichever I get the best offer, I'm gonna jump to? Or did you like really like say, okay, my bread and butter is football or basketball?
Well, you know, I like I said, football was the first so they were pretty close. They were like neck, but I just football love. I knew more about football. So kind of was counting, and I had attention of football than football. So I kind of was leaning towards football. But I would have took either one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Either one.
I'd have been cool with because I would have tried out for the team. I wanted to be a dual sport athlete in college, even though it did not happen. Yeah, I did actually stop playing basketball in college as far as football. But I wanted to be a dual sport athlete. While I was in high school, that was my idea.
Right, right. Which you did. You did do that, for the most part. You were playing both. But all right, so now let's get into it. What were some of the things, or like what tips did you do to make sure that you're able to secure that athletic scholarship at the next level? What were some of the things that Slim did intentionally or by happenstance to just do this or go play at this camp or AAU ball, or you know what I'm saying? Like, what are the things you did to make sure that you're able to like secure that scholarship out of high school to go play ball in college?
Really, I just from that, for me, it's a learning lesson. I believe things I know now, if I'd done them, I would have been more secure. I just kind of was able to be blessed to be in a situation that I was able to secure a scholarship, secure a ride. And I actually, out of high school, I had a scholarship to a D2 school in South Dakota. They wanted me to get a full ride for football and basketball. And that came because the new coach came coach, because we went 0-10 my senior year. So I lost all my scholarships. I had offers from FAU and USF, just different, a couple different Florida colleges. And I lost them because we went 0-10 and my stats weren't the same.
Yeah.
So I ended up, but my highlight tape, I would have made that earlier. I would have got that footage, that film and all that stuff, sent that off to colleges earlier, done stuff that I would have been attending more of those camps and doing things of that nature. Investing, instead of taking that money that I was from work and buying like the shoes and the clothes and all that stuff, I would have paid for that camp or stuff like that. That would have been more exposure. Now it's a little more easier because YouTube, we got all kind of social media outlets for the kids to be seen and things of that nature. But back when we were playing, it wasn't like that. So.
Yeah, man. So okay. So you had options, like you said. The 0-10 season was rough. You know what I'm saying? Like as a team and also on individual stats. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you didn't have your stats how they were, but you did have big schools looking at you. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of sucks how it played out. So. So when you left high school, what college did you attend first? Was it North Dakota, or did you go to a different college?
Well, I was actually supposed to go to FAMU out of high school.
FAM, okay.
Yeah, I was
HBCU.
I was signed up. I was supposed to be Flex roommate, man.
Oh, for real? You gonna play good room?
Yeah, signed up. Everything was legit. Everything was good to go. They had wanted me to play football, there. But I had got a trainer, like, after the football season my senior year, he basically was my trainer. He taught me so much, like, about football and different now that I just have other kids. But I would like to say it's about some things about like who you go to.
Right.
I had a lot of connections. So he sent me out to junior college in California.
Okay, junior college. Okay.
So I ended up going there to the junior college. California, they don't give scholarships for junior colleges.
Oh, so did it get you get like grants and stuff, or like how did it get paid for out of pocket?
Yeah, I did grants and loans, student loans, grants.
Okay.
Played there. But because of who
2 years or 1 year out there?
I actually only played 1 year. The first year I went to a college called Chabot College, Hayward. And I couldn't find a place to stay. Like California, it was expensive back then. It's definitely expensive now, but it was expensive.
Yeah.
Couldn't find, it was a studio. For a studio was over $1,000. You know what I mean? Now,
oh my God. And back then too, think about it. Back then, like that's crazy now. It's like back then was.
And it was small, man. Like it was super small. Like, and it was supposed to be for me and another guy. We didn't have jobs and nothing like that. We didn't know how to. So I ended up both ended up going back home. He ended up staying. I ended up going back, just training with my trainer.
Okay.
He sent me to another school that had dorms.
Okay.
College of the Siskiyous. That's the one where all of us, Calvin Bailey, Dre, all of us went out.
Dre, oh yeah. And that's Cali as well too, right? California as well.
Northern California. So that was where we went. We had a great team. We actually, our first game we played was like 72-0 in the third quarter.
Oh my God, that must make ESPN or something, man. Goodness gracious, 72-0 in the third quarter.
Yeah, they mercy ruled it. They stopped the game.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Man, y'all coaches reckless, man. Come on, coach. Get your stats up, man. Highlights all day.
So, you know, we had fun, but my trainer actually, he had me a scholarship to Texas Southern out of there after that first year. So I actually didn't have to play 2 years in junior college.
Okay.
But that's why I ran into the hump. I got my first kid, you know, on the way.
Okay.
My oldest son, mom pregnant at the time.
Okay.
Had a scholarship, so I had to make a choice. And I just chose to come back home and be in my son's life from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Okay, so this was your sophomore year of college. You could have went full ride to, you said TSU, right?
Yeah. Well, it was actually my freshman year.
So it was still your freshman year?
Yeah, because I didn't play at the first.
Oh, yeah, you didn't play. So technically, so you said that one, oh, man. So if you can kind of talk a little bit about that, you know, like you're like, you know what? I got life coming into this world, you know what I'm saying? I could go and try to, you know, make it and provide for that life, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to go a school route and play ball there. Or do I come home and just, you know, start working and start taking care of my responsibilities? So like, how was that decision? Like, you know, I'm sure it was a crossroad. I'm sure you probably prayed about it, talked to pops and moms and got their advice, and, you know, making that decision, I'm sure it wasn't easy for you, but looking back as well, kind of reflect on that.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. The decision wasn't easy. It was hard, man. Very hard decision for me because I love football. Like this my plan and this is another area that I want to touch on because I know it's a lot of kids like that. Mm-hmm. Like football was it. I ain't have it was backup plans, but they weren't real backup plans. Like I was like, oh, you know, I really was going to college because of football. I had to go to college to play football. I only wanted to play football. So it just not that was hard for me to give up, you know, and it was one of those things where I did reach out to my father, but he kind of let me make the decision. He told me it was like a life lesson type thing. Mm-hmm. And it was his choice, you know what I mean, as far as that, but he didn't quite like the decision made.
Oh, Pops was like, go to school, like, go to TSU.
He told me afterwards, you know what I mean, but because he wanted me to ultimately make the decision.
Right.
But for me, it was just me thinking back on my pops. My pops, he never missed a game, like from when I was a kid all the way to when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. He one game, like not one. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So y'all remember you used to hear him?
Man. I remember Pop. Hey, I was talking about Pops, man, and you know, I mean, both our Pops, you know, have been called home, so may they both rest in perfect peace, you know. But yeah, both you know, your Pops. I remember vividly. I took flex. I think y'all were playing AAU. I think y'all were playing for the Brandon Bolts or some team. It was an early morning game. The stands were kind of empty. Y'all were playing. I think Cecil, you, Flex were playing. Yeah. Y'all playing some team. I don't know who it was, but your dad kept saying, dude, screaming your name. They're all shooters. Step up. I mean, screaming from the sideline. So yeah, Pops was definitely involved, man. He knew the game, man. Yeah, your Pops was cool, man. Like I really, 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 you know, love your Pops, man, for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same here, man. He actually, and the thing about it is, he actually was a student athlete. He went to Florida State for basketball. So
Florida State?
yeah, he went to Florida
In
State.
Tallahassee.
Yes.
Wow. That's what's
But
up. So Pops knew the game a little bit.
yeah, he was good.
You was better than good. You was nice.
Yeah, he was nice. He was 5'10", 5'11", but he had hops. That's kind of where I got it from. He had hops. He used to jump sky high.
Out the gym.
Yeah. But and he just was super athletic.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom actually played basketball too. But,
okay.
So, they were both athletic, but he was when he went to Florida State, racism was strong. So he kind of took a stance against that, and he protested. And it was supposed to be all the guys, the African American guys on the team, was supposed to do it together.
Yeah.
Came back to it, they kind of left him hanging, just him and another guy.
Oh, man.
He lost his scholarship, and he still finished school, still got his. Yeah. But yeah.
Man, crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, crazy times, man. Even to this day, man, we're in 2021 and we're still some crazy times, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so trying to kind of talk to us about, like you're coming back to Tampa. So like you said, your whole life was like football, like coming back home, like did you feel like you lost your identity? Like what do I do now? Or like, were you able to like come back, take some time and then find, start grinding? Did you go back to school? Did you start working? Or like, what was the fallback that you had to kind of like create?
For me, I was deeply depressed. At the time, I didn't know I was depressed, but me looking back and knowing, saying where I am now, the growth I'm at now, the point I am, I was super depressed. I didn't watch football for like years.
For real?
Yeah, I couldn't even watch it. Like, yeah, so everybody be talking about this, and I didn't even care about it. Like,
yeah.
And I came back. I didn't do, so I went from different jobs, trying different jobs. Went to different trade schools, just trying to figure it out. Figure out what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? At that point, it was hard. It took me a long time, man, to try to figure out like another thing I do. And got into barbering off the whim. It was like I thought I would be doing, but it actually turned into that. Okay, this is something I could do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now I make off a pretty good living. Of course, my family, like, it changed my life. You know what I mean? I was kind of like depressed for a long time.
Yeah.
So slowly, I got into sports.
You got back into it. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you. I mean, but just hearing your story, man. Like, I just feel for you, man. Like, like you said, football was everything for you. Like, it was your girlfriend. It was everything. It was family. Like, you loved it. You breathed football, and then for it to be taken away. Well, not taken away. You had to make that decision. Like, your pops, not the mother of your child. Like, it was you. Like, you had to choose, and you chose your son. I mean, like, you chose family. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no wrong decision. It was just you had to make a decision. And then when we made that decision, you went home, and you're like, man, like, and you couldn't watch the sport no more. Like, it ain't that crazy. Like, you can't even watch the sport no more because that's how much you loved it. You're like, if I can't play it, then I don't want to know nothing about it. I'm not watching it. I'm just, and I mean, I don't know if anyone ever like talked to you about going to see like a counselor or a therapist at that time, or do you have to just kind of go through it yourself? Like, you have to just kind of go up that coaster by yourself and kind of make it out.
Myself, man. I think if I would have saw a therapist and things like that, I would have got through that easier. So I had to go. It was kind of the hard way. I had to go through it a rough way, hard way. I lashed out like I was an angry person at the time. I wasn't like how I used to be.
Yeah, funny jokes. Yeah, like you didn't. I mean, like I said, you were about that life. I knew you was, but you were always like, but you were always cracking jokes, riding and laughing, just don't cross you though, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you were a lawyer, like, you know what I'm saying? like you were a lawyer, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I can, and I think at that time I was in Tampa, like, I was probably like, since I left high school, like, I don't think I've ever been in Tampa for like more than a year. I was always like away doing stuff. So I'll come back and see you out. What's up, you good, man? But that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't like really have like longevity to kind of like catch up and have months and months of, hanging out. So I didn't know all this, like this is all, new to me as well. So yeah, I can only imagine, man. But
Yeah.
like you said, you made it through, you know what I'm saying? You're on the other side. You're a great dad, you know what I'm saying? I can tell you that right now. I see you with your children, you know what I'm saying? Like they love you, and those are the things that you had to make as a youngster, to make a sacrifices so that they can have, brighter futures, you know what I'm saying? But then you're also still not giving up on your dream or what you want or what will bring you happiness, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're still chasing your dreams while you're pushing and encouraging them to kind of chase, and face their dreams as well too. So I definitely salute you and commend you on that, because that's not easy, man. Like, I couldn't tell you what I would have done if I was in your shoes. I don't know. So I do want to ask you, I got my final 5 questions that I kind of want to ask you. My first one is, and this can be, more so your athletic, but like, what was, like, if you would look back at, your whole athletic career, there's Pop Warner, high school, college, like, what was like your most like embarrassing moment or like low moment, like where you're like, man, if I can take that back, I erase that from history, man. Like, what was that one moment? Or if you had more than one, did you airball, free throw, or did you? I mean, it could have been the one where you look back, but but yeah, I'll let you go ahead and tell your story.
I definitely take that one away. But no, I got dunked on in the Bloomingdale game. I can't remember what year that was.
Oh,
But
Bloomingdale, buddy, got you. Was that? I don't remember.
you was going already. You had graduated.
Okay.
He was like 6'11" though.
Oh man, yeah. Come on now.
Rim. I couldn't do nothing. I was like, dang.
Right.
I was like, whoa, these guys in basketball, this is a different thing. But 6 at our height, we kind of like some of the tallest. But unless you're playing AAU, you ain't gonna really see or get a feel of how tall everybody else is in
right.
So,
right. Definitely. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that. Thanks for being honest and truthful. And then, so that kind of leads me into my next question. So, what would be like your most like proudest, most memorable like moment or achievement? Like, did you win like championship, an award? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can pick out 1 or 2 or 3 times where like, man, like, I remember that moment, and I'm just very memorable for you.
I would say senior night for basketball, one of them. For Coach J, he had, from what he said, he hadn't won before that year. And
you said what now? You never won a senior night, you said?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I actually shot the game winner.
Okay, buzzer. Okay. Game winner.
Yeah, so that was a good moment just to have him happy for that moment,
Right.
This person, so it's kind of more, that was cool, just happy at that moment. Also, that senior year, I had a one-handed touchdown at homecoming.
Okay.
That was
Odell Beckham style, or like that was before Odell, or like something like Odell?
It was before Odell. It wasn't necessarily like that. Now I ain't gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, phenomenal catch he made. It was a good. So it was nice. They called it the catch of the night in the newspaper. So
nice.
It was a good moment for me as far as that. And when I went to regional hurdles.
Oh, regional hurdles. Okay.
That was my
sophomore year track star. Okay. Nice. Any other ones that you want to share with us?
Not any that super, stand out like that, but yeah,
gotcha.
A lot of good moments, a lot of moments, what I mean. but those
Okay.
that stand out to me.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
district championship, we won that, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. But that
Yeah.
felt good, man. That banner up there, man. Listen, I go back home like, man, look, that banner, we were part of that. You know what I'm saying? We were part of that dynasty, you know? Yeah, nice, nice.
Yeah.
All right, so my next question that I do want to ask is, so we all know hindsight is 2020, right? So if you were to look back at your journey as a student athlete, you did well academically, you know what I'm saying, high school and then college, you did your thing as well too. If you can go back and change anything or like make a change, or what would that be? If you can kind of share that with us, hindsight, if you can go back and make changes, you know, where would those changes be and why?
If I could make a change, I would probably be period on my goal, on my dreams. If I really wanted to go to the league or, you know, whatever that was, at that point I wanted to go to the league. So I'm gonna,
Right.
I would be more focused. I would be more tuned to the work that it would take and the discipline it would take, even with the not being so much, you know, the girls, being more focused on what I'm here for to do in college, so that I could get to this next point and so I could get my degree. You know, those things, like I would go back and be more focused on those things. I wouldn't necessarily, I still would kind of want to balance that.
Right.
Some kids, you know, they hope like have parents like similar to us that's, you know, been through that with student athletes, but they kind of more on like being focused.
Right.
But I want, like for my kids, I still want them to experience a childhood. I still want them to experience those things that they never gonna get again in their life. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I'll say I'm more balanced.
Right. Thanks for sharing that. And I also want to ask you, so this is what I call the scale up moment of the session. So if you can talk to like a young middle school, high school, you know, one of your sons, or just someone who's like a girl or boy playing soccer, basketball, football, no matter what sport, if you can drop them some like gems, like, hey, advice, tips, like you're talking to them right now directly, what would you tell that young student athlete right now?
I'll say school first.
Mm-hmm.
School first, grades first. Make sure you grades because you can't go anywhere without that.
So,
And then focus in that balance thing. You know, I don't want to take away the fun side, balance, knowing what priority, which would be chasing their goals, chasing their, you know, the thing that they want to be, if it's going to the pro or even if it's just getting to college and getting a scholarship. But you gotta tune focus on that and minimize your distractions.
there you go. There you go. There you go. All right, thanks, man. Those are some nice gems, man. Definitely some good ones. Definitely. Thanks for sharing that.
No problem.
So now I want to ask, so what are you up to these days? You know, like what's Slim been up to? What you got going on? You ain't gotta go into detail, you know what I'm saying, if you don't want to, but if you want to go out here and shout something out, hey, this is your opportunity to, you know, kind of just, you know, speak on what you got going on. But like I said, you ain't gotta go into too much detail if you don't want to.
Yes, sir. So what I'm up to now, like I said, I'm a barber. So, you know, that's pretty much my primary thing. What I do right now, I do barbering. But I also make music as well. I'm a Christian artist, Christian hip hop artist. That's coming along pretty good so far. I just actually finished shooting another video, so that's gonna be coming out soon. Be a big deal.
Okay.
I'll shoot out of the Wingstop and a few other places, a boxing gym and different. It's just gonna be a good video movie, pretty entertaining. And that's something I just enjoy. That's like a hobby of mine. So if it turned into something else, that's cool. But you know what I mean? It's more so that.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. I definitely look forward to seeing the videos. I know I always see you, you know what I'm saying? I think I saw you recently performed you were at some function like where I saw you on stage performing, doing your thing. So definitely keep it up, man. Definitely, you know, cheering you on, supporting you, you know what I'm saying? And definitely respect what you got going on, man. For real. Really do, for real. And then this is just the last part. Anything that you wanted to say that you didn't get to say on the session, any topic you wanted to address, questions that you wanted to answer that I didn't ask. This is you know, free floor. You can kind of say whatever you want, unless you feel like you kind of said it all. Then we can go ahead and end here. No pressure. Like, this ain't pressure. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you wanted, like, man, I wanted to say this, you can say it now.
Okay, I would say I pretty much addressed everything other than follow me at JDN_no name.
There we go. Say it again.
_no name.
No name. There we go. Yeah, definitely, man. So I want to say thanks for coming out, Slim, man. I really appreciate you coming on. And like I said, being transparent, being vulnerable, being open, talking about a lot. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, man. It's definitely going to be good. Someone's going to watch this and be like, man, you know, I'm going to try to learn from Slim's journey so I can, you know, prepare, you know, pave way for my journey as well. So thank you, man. I appreciate it. God bless, my brother.
God bless you too, bro.
Thanks for tuning in to SKaL, Sports, Knowledge, and Life, a space where we empower student athletes. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe.